It might be somebody that you want to have sex with or somebody that you might want to kill.
Samuel Little was one of the most prolific serial killer in U.S. history. Although he is not as infamous as serial killers like Ted Bundy, he definitely committed the most recorded murders in U.S. history. Little confessed to 93 murders, of which all have been confirmed by the authorities. But what made him tick? What drove him to commit all these murders? If you haven't checked out the part 1 of Samuel Little's heinous crimes, be sure to check it out to understand this despicable monster. Welcome to True Stories, where we explore the most interesting and jaw-dropping true crime cases. As always, if you enjoy, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Let's get into it. I'm sure you must be wondering whether anything that happened in Little's childhood might have been responsible for the creation of such a monster. Well, we'll let you be the judge of that. Samuel Little was born on June 7, 1940, to a mother who he claimed was a prostitute. Little's mother was 16 when she gave birth to him, and according to him, she abandoned him when he was barely a toddler at a corner on the street.
Born in 1940, right?
I was born in 1940, yeah. She was an alcoholic, and she couldn't catch a trick no more. She was in a position where a whore that couldn't do nothing to her.
This sort of childhood trauma may have just shaped this monster. Little was raised by his grandmother. They all claim that he was a very troublesome child. Wherever he went, trouble followed. He would steal, rob, skip school and sell drugs. This might explain the more than 100 times Little was arrested. The women in Little's life may have just shaped this criminal. While in prison, Little met his long-term girlfriend, Jean. Jean would be a key factor to why Little was able to commit so many murders in so many different states. Jean was more than 30 years older than Little and was also a convicted felon. The age difference between these two definitely proves Little's constant search for a maternal figure. I mean, how else could you explain it? Jean's specialty was shoplifting. With this special ability, the two were able to move from state to state in their car. This may have been why Little was never caught for decades. He never stayed in one place for too long. Little was a thief by day and a murderer by night. He would go out when Jean was sleeping and pick up women to rape and murder.
Travel a van all your life, right? How did you make money to buy cars, shoplifting?
Me and my old lady, Jean she was 70 some years. She about 30 years older. And I was the driver, and we'd go all over the country, everywhere. I'd stop in places overnight in the motels. She's an old lady, you know, and I'd go out the street looking for a girl. That's how I got around so many places.
When asked whether Jean knew about his extracurricular activities, shockingly, he says that she knew that he was with other women, but she never knew how far he went with it.
Because of her, you were able to kind of go around, right? Because she had the money coming in.
Yeah,
right? She knew you were going out with women.
Yeah, she knew.
She didn't know that there was like killing
going
on.
No, she didn't know I was going that far.
Jean finally died, and once again, Little was a party of one. What we all want to know though is, how did Little pick his victims? Was it random? Or did he have a specific thing he was looking for? When asked about what drew him to his victims, Little admits to a strange fetish and what he looked for in all his victims. Take a look.
That you think you're going to kill
No,
first?
no. If you want, it depends on how I neck. I got a smooth neck, and turned as a child. I got attracted to it. Yeah.
The neck part.
Yeah.
So you pick them out by the way that their neck looks, because if the neck looks good, then it might be somebody that you want to have sex with or somebody that you might want to kill. What's the thought? Both.
Ladies, hide your necks. You never know when some creep is going to pull up on you because of your neck. But seriously though, it's scary how an obsession with necks was the drive of the most prolific serial killer in US history. What was also quite intriguing in Samuel Little's is the very photographic memory he had. Samuel remembered every detail of the murders he committed from the 1970s down to the buttons on their shirt.
Dancing, she says, you want to go riding after this, after this party's over? So she had arm in arm, walking to the car.
As most of us might know, serial killers always collect souvenirs from the victims after killing them as a memoir. But no, Little didn't need memoirs. His memory was all he needed. In his interviews, Samuel described his murders so vividly, it was as if he was reliving every single moment.
Las Vegas. Describe the Las Vegas victim.
That was in '93. She was kind of thin, dark skin, about 40 years old when she was out there hustling.
How tall was she?
She was about 5'3".
Samuel Little is also quite popular for painting the faces of his victims. It's crazy to remember all the murders in vivid detail, but to remember all the faces too, that's some creepy stuff. It is believed that in 2005, Little stopped his murders after over 30 decades of killing. But why did he stop killing? In 2005, Samuel was 65 years and thus, his age was catching up to him. He was no longer the upbeat stud who could kidnap women. It is believed that he stopped killing because he was no longer strong as he used to be, and he would be easily caught trying to bury a body. For 7 years, he went quiet, but his luck ran out, and he was arrested. He was charged for 3 murders. Police had no idea that was only the tip of the iceberg. After making sure he's not getting the death penalty, he began to confess to authorities about his 93 killings.
We him behind a furniture factory, parked right there, and we had to get this choked out. Steps go down, led down to the basement, but he had a rail around it too, where you couldn't fall down them steps. You had to go around to the steps, so I threw her down the steps.
And how he outsmarted the police.
Remember some young lady you dumped
In them tires.
with the tires?
Oh, that's her.
Yeah, you tell us.
Oh, God, yeah. That's her.
What do you remember about her?
Them eyes and that face.
To watch the crimes and capture of Samuel Little, the most prolific serial killer in US history, watch this video on our channel.
You ever shoot any of these girls?
Shoot.
Yeah, with a gun?
My hands.
Just your
And
hands?
without that, I wouldn't want to do it.
We've come to the end, and if you enjoyed, as always, don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like. Till next time.